Hello guys, right, it's time to weld these seams on this buster saw. So this buster saw is printed with only 4 pieces for the main blade, so we only got 3 lines to weld, 3 lines on both sides. And to weld it, I'm using a Hakko soldering iron. And you see, I've done a little video on this Hakko tip. Well, this isn't a Hakko tip actually, but I sacrificed one of the Hakko tips. I grinded the end off, and then I tapped a 4M4 hole, because this little iron is actually used for haberdashery, I believe, or sewing stuff. It was meant more for fabrics basically, but since it's pure steel, I utilized it very nicely, so now it works super well for welding seams. So let's just get right into it. So as you can see, this has been super glued as in my previous video, and the corners, the JB weld is dried, you can see. So now I can just actually do this bit. So let's just get right into it. So first of all, I'm gonna just stick the iron. I'm just gonna actually, let me make sure that it is focused and the focus doesn't change. I'm gonna go into manual focus, and then here we go. Let's leave it at that. So I'm gonna start off, where should I start? Let's start off here, and I'm just gonna press this in like that. So it is a bit time consuming. Especially since we're working with PETG, so the temperatures are much higher than PLA obviously. So I think I'll only show you one seam, guys, and then you can just repeat the process for the rest, because it's pretty self-explanatory from what you see. You can actually, I think it's better doing it like that. So poking it, because the super glue is going to do a good job anyway on the inside, but on the outside I think it's better to merge them so there's no splits at any point. So obviously this is going to create a little ridge inside, if that's the right word, ridge. And then we're going to fill it in with another line of filament to make it flat and even. Yep, that's done a good job there. Yeah, I like the way that's going. It's nice and flowy. It is quite time consuming, but it's very necessary. Also, I'm not using any audio, as you can tell in these videos. That is for a few reasons, because it's effort. 2, copyright is annoying. 3, this way you can just put your own music on top in the background, and it could just satisfy you since you have full control over that. So I just find that the easiest, because I am playing around with YouTube's copyright. It does my head in, so you can sort it yourself, guys, and play whatever you want. Just launch another tab while you're watching this and have something in the background if you like. Okay, so that's good. And now get the same filaments. Make sure you don't mix the plastics with other. For example, you don't want to mix PETG with PLA because they won't stick together. Cut some off. And the way I just do this, I just flatten it on top. You gotta love this little line. It's so useful like that when I just do it flat, you see. Now obviously we've got a massive protrusion here of the line, but we will resolve that with a little bit more soldering and then finally with the sanding process as well. The hell? Okay, now to make it flat, because we only melted the surface on the top, so this might not even be touching to the layer underneath, so we need to make sure it does. And I'm going to take my time here now. Should go actually even slower than that. And just have a little check. Yeah, that's a bit too deep now. You don't want to go too deep. Oh, too hot. You know, it's too hot when it goes inwards. Not good. So sometimes it's not useful to hold it down like that all the way and then drag it, because it can get too hot. But let's try it. Just push it down and then quickly get it off. Yeah, I'm gonna cut it there, guys. You get the idea. This is basically the process, and I'm just gonna repeat doing this until I need to start sanding, and I'll do this for the rest of the 5 seams as well. 2 on this side and 3 on the other side. Cheers, guys.